Hey there! In this video I want to show you a strategy that aims to ride the trend, buy the dips and intelligently filter out the risky pairs, all on the 5-minute chart. The strategy is called SMA OG 273 and it combines several powerful concepts to navigate the crypto market. Will this be the 5-minute time frame champion we all have been looking for? Let's find out! Alright, let's dive deep into the engine of the SMA OG 273. Unfortunately, I don't have a specific origin story for this one from the developer, but by looking at the code we can see it's built on some classic trading ideas with some clever twists. So let's try to break down the code to see how it is all configured. Now first of all, the strategy is designed for the 5-minute time frame. And for its signal it relies on a few key indicators. It uses two sets of moving averages, one for buy signals and one for sell signals, and you can choose between the SMA or the EMA for the buy and sell trigger. The return on investment is set to take profit at 60%, which is very ambitious for a 5-minute time frame, and the stop loss is set at -9%, which means that the algo sells at 9% loss after the initial buy signal. The trailing stop loss is also used in this algorithm, and it is a very active part of risk management. It is activated when profit is 2% or more and then trails the price by 0.5%. As for the indicators, the developer has fine-tuned the entry and exit points around the exponential and simple moving averages by using offset multipliers. And then there are the EMA 50 and the EMA 200 that are used for the trend direction, which is a classic golden cross setup. But the most interesting idea of this algorithm is the pair is bad filter. This is a custom filter that uses rolling minimums of the open price versus the close price over different periods. And this is designed to flag pairs that are showing signs of significant recent downturn, essentially trying to avoid catching falling knives. And finally, the RSI is used for exits. A very short-term RSI with a period of 2 is used as part of the sell conditions, and I guess that this is used to spot quick momentum shifts. And as far as the buy rules go, this strategy is looking for a confluence of factors. It uses a golden cross confirmation, it uses the price that should be above the EMA 200. The strategy also uses the pair quality check, which means that the strategy avoids pairs that have shown recent sharp declines based on its internal logic. And then it uses the dip buy signal, where the close price must be less than the calculated buy moving average multiplied by the low offset. And this is the actual dip buying trigger. And finally, there is also a volume check to see if there is some trading volume. And when all these conditions align, then there is a buy signal generated. Okay, but getting into a trade is one thing, knowing when to get out is crucial too, and this strategy has several ways to exit a trade, but it's important for you to know that the use sell signal by default is set to false here, which means that this section is not used for sell signals, and this algorithm only relies on the ROI, stop loss and the trailing stop loss parameters. If you were to set the use sell signal to true, then the strategy would also use its own custom sell logic defined in the populate sell trend. And this means that the sell will also happen when the closing price is greater than the calculated sell moving average multiplied by the high offset, and one of these momentum weakening signs. So you see, it is trying to sell when the price has had a good run up, but it's starting to show signs that the upward momentum might be fading. But this is all fine and so. What about the backtest results of this strategy? How high is the probability that this algorithm makes you money with trading cryptocurrencies? Well, if I do a backtest on my specific setup, it is likely that this strategy will make money in the markets under the right circumstances. But be aware that this is just a hypothetical exercise and that you also have to do some rigorous backtesting and forward testing before you use any real money in the markets. I still get too much messages of people that complain that they lose money when using these algorithms. I only show you what might be possible, but these results I show will not guarantee nothing, it's only a possibility. So speaking of possibilities, what is possible if we use this SMA OG strategy? How did it perform in my backtest? Well, as mentioned, the SMA OG 273 was designed for the 5-minute time frame. In my test, this 5-minute strategy was actually better performing on the 30-minute time frame. The 5-minute time frame came second. The hypothetical profit was over 2,400% with a 84% win rate and a 20% drawdown. The profit factor is 1.26 and the Kelmar, Sortino and Sharp all have positive expectations about this algorithm. And furthermore, 78% of the tested pairs respond well, so it's likely that other crypto pairs favor this strategy too. The combined equity curve and drawdown plot shows that this strategy performs well under more bullish circumstances, but it is also heavily influenced if market sentiment changes to the bearish side. So during these bearish market circumstances, you might experience drawdown that can lead up to these levels. And since there are only so many entry and exit conditions configured in the algo, we can see that all the entries were caused by the buy signal, and over 80% of the exit signals were caused by the trading stop loss. So the TSL makes the most money here in this case. If we compare the top 10 performing algos, this one is not a very high gainer. But looking at the profitability metrics, we see that this strategy still can match itself against the best performers in terms of win percentage and the pairs with profit percentage. Overall, this reasonably simple strategy still enters into the top 30 based on my scoring system, which is totally personal by the way. And it might well be that on your setup and your pairs this might be performing better than what I show you. So I think that this strategy is at least worth a try and a test. But remember to treat all backtest results, including all you see elsewhere or generate yourself, with healthy skepticism and realism. The key here is to be thorough. Don't look at just one shiny number, but understand the behavior of the strategy. Now all my detailed strategy files, full backtest outputs, reports, optimization parameters and much more are available on my Patreon page. This way you can verify my work and get a head start, because I want to be fully transparent on how these strategies perform in my own testing environment. Please consider supporting me on Patreon as well, because your support helps me to create more content and share more strategies in our algo trading community. Thanks you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!